Hello, beautiful soul. Let us breathe together in day 34 or 35. Lose track of the days that I've been on here going live every day. What a journey of align and shining. So I've got my little candle here today to bless this transmission with light and love and presence. As the sun sets after another epic day on this earth, feet on the earth, being this human, embodying more divinity and trusting more in that inner alignment and resonance. So breathe with yourself, with your own heart, with me. Take this opportunity to be and to feel and to sense and to remember. To feel the energy beneath the words, to feel the presence behind the eyes, and to feel it in your own body as an invitation to soften and relax and let go into this now moment, into this present moment. Releasing the pressure to perform, the pressure to do more, be more, have more, and just to allow yourself to receive the moment, the blessing of this moment, of you, this breath, this abundant breath, to receive it fully, to say yes to the life that offers it, the infinite universe that offers this infinite breath. Fully resourced in breath, all that's required is to say yes. By taking that next conscious breath, allowing the lungs to open, the belly to soften and rise, the belly to open up the lungs. And then an exhale, a sigh, a little purr on the nervous system to regulate it, regulate the nervous system with the language that the nervous system understands, which is it's safe to be here. It's safe to receive. It's safe to let go. It's safe to trust. It's safe to know I'm enough. So repeat that to yourself. In this moment, I choose to know, and I choose to give that message to my body that I am enough. Exactly as I am, exactly where I am, exactly how I am. And just feel the joy underneath that as it collapses the push and the pull of the past and the future and softens us into this now moment, which every mindfulness practice, every meditation practice, walk in nature, all the things that make us feel more peaceful and at ease, brings us more into the moment. For me today, I've my beautiful husband Steve, if you're watching, hello, I love you. We met halfway between where we are, so we're both home sitting in two different places, an hour and a half away from each other currently, and we met kind of midway and went to a couple of beautiful beaches. And one beautiful beach, we just had it to ourselves, and we did some skinny dipping, and it was so fun. It was so magical. And initially going to the colder water, it's still coming out of the winter into the spring here. I was just like, oh, do we go in? There's that part that resists because it doesn't want to get cold, or the perception of what it doesn't want. But then it's like I said to Steve, it's like, remember how good you feel afterwards. Remember how good you feel afterwards. Just like why we go for a walk, because we remember how good it makes us feel, or we pluck up the courage to maybe have that uncomfortable conversation because we know we're going to feel relief, or something is going to feel more resolved or affirmed, or even just spoken out, or write that letter, or whatever it is. So yeah, it was so fun. That feeling, and yeah, so going into that cold water, which is a big cold water therapy is a big deal. So many more people are doing it and recognizing it thanks to Wim Hof and all the science that's been done. Just yeah, how much it really trains the body that it's safe to be here now. Because to be in the cold, in order to be in that cold water and to really stay in it, there's a learning there to breathe. You have to breathe and relax. The more you tighten up or tense, then the more it's going to feel painful or uncomfortable to be in the cold water. So again, it's learning that trust. Oh yeah, if I breathe and make some sounds and let out some sounds, which I do, and some toning, some light language, and I could just feel how my body and my nervous system was just relaxing. And I was, yeah, just feeling like the water felt warmer even. So it's amazing to really recognize the shift in our experience as we allow ourselves to relax and to, yeah, to have the embodied recognition that says, yeah, this works. This works. This, this, this exhaling out through breath, through sound, through letting go, not repressing, suppressing, or holding in the exhale, but letting it completely go and open up spaciousness for the next breath. That tells the nervous system I'm safe, switches on the parasympathetic nervous system. So when I went in the cold water, I'm switching on my parasympathetic nervous system to say it's okay to be in the cold water. And so that's a practice, just like doing yoga. I remember initially hip openers, I avoided them, but then I learned to actually breathe into the hips, into the discomfort. And then the body learns, oh, it's okay. I can trust that the breath actually helps the tension or the discomfort to release. Same in the cold water. Yeah, it's so incredible. So healing the broken trust, or healing I guess healing the survival mechanism or the story in the nervous system, rewriting the nervous system with the new story. I am safe. It's safe to breathe, safe to relax. The breath is telling the body it's safe. I'm safe. Rather than going into the head, I'm safe. So we are a consciousness, so we get to consciously choose. As we become more awakened and more conscious, we have more capacity to choose in the moment rather than just react unconsciously. Hold the breath and go, and then create anxiety. So we learn to breathe. So more and more of humanity, more and more understanding is there, more and more science, more and more somatic therapy and awareness is helping us understand ourselves, to know thyself more, so we can really work with ourselves and recognize how when we really take ourself under our wing, our bodies under our wing, and give it the language and the message that it needs to relax and to soften and to trust the moment, trust even the discomfort. This too shall pass, and to breathe into it rather than brace against it, which causes tension and eventually pain. Ah, so Ah, yeah. So these last couple of days have been a big revelation for me around visibility, and where I created a visibility shield. And so, yeah, it's it's yeah. It's been incredible to, even though I know this is what I'm doing here, align and shine, healing the visibility wound. I've been recognizing in my ancestral lineage how much the feminine energy of gentleness and softness and wildness and unpredictability and out of the box was repressed, suppressed by the masculine, by the patriarchal system in general for humanity. By for men, it's like men don't cry, suck it in, stuff it in, in order to survive, in order to be tough, in order to, whatever the belief was, to accommodate the external world and the expectations of society and families and so forth. So, yeah. Invisibility shield. I've realized that I have been hiding. My deepest sensitivity has been hiding. It's been protected, hiding, protected behind an invisibility shield, energetic invisibility shield. And yeah, and now my soul is desiring to connect with resonant other souls. However, this protective layer has been not trusting that it's safe to really let the armor down, to let the shields down, to really allow myself to be found on the YouTube channel, on Substack. So if you're watching this, congratulations, you got through the shield. Um, that yeah, and that shield was there to protect against harshness in connections. And we know online, you know that yeah, you kind of have to have a tough skin, so to speak, I mean, in life, um because people can be mean, right? The what's it called, the keyboard warriors, or that say nasty stuff and whatever. um, and so, growing up in a harsh environment, I learned to have this shield as a protective measure. So when it was harsh, so when energies got really intense, for example, my father's anger, and he could be violent sometimes, I disappeared. I became invisible. I don't remember being hit. There's a lot I don't remember about my childhood. And I've always been curious, where did I go? Or, and this is a common story I hear from my quantum healing hypnosis clients. Many of them don't remember large sections of their upbringing, and often it's where they just didn't feel seen, or safe, or it wasn't a happy time, or they were just surviving. So the soul, it's not much fun to be in the body if life isn't fun. So we kind of disappear, and we are incredible creational beings, and so we can do that. So yeah, and it's not just this life, it's many lifetimes in my soul of feeling that I couldn't, that my light wasn't safe, my voice wasn't safe, my true heart expression wasn't safe, that it was punishable, or many lifetimes being persecuted, and all this kind of stuff on earth and other dimensional timelines as well. So it makes sense now to me, and maybe to you as well, that we, that we can create these invisibility shields, and might call it disassociation, um, where we're not present, or we learn to, in order to, yeah, it's a protective measure to protect that sensitivity, to protect that divine essence from feeling the wrath, or the harshness, or the terror. I remember those moments of terror. And it's so interesting because I can remember like the anger rising in the household I grew up in, and then all of a sudden I don't remember anything. So, Dee, my sister, if you happen to be there, um, you rang me My sister rang me a few years ago and said, Do you remember when Dad came for you with the bar from the fireplace?" And for me, it was like, no, I don't remember. I don't remember. I kind of do remember, but I don't remember being hit. So yeah. So it's always been a bit of a mystery, a bit of a mystery. I knew on some level it was a protective measure so that I didn't kind of remember the traumas, so that I wouldn't get stuck in those stories and feel victimized until I was ready, until I could handle it, until I guess I had the support I needed, the tools, the wherewithal, because deeply my soul intended to awaken in this life, to heal and to remember, to come home, not to get caught in trauma, and to heal old karmic entanglements, and to heal my lineage, and to really be the healed healer. So I had a deep sense that, and I do feel like this is true for all of us, that we set this life up, our souls set this life up to give us the best chance to, whatever the intention was by the soul. um but if we're here to awaken, um and that we can come at that in different ways. Yeah. So anyways, there's a divine design, and all of it is basically the crux. And when a pattern, when there's a pattern in our life that happens again and again. So one of the ways that it's showing up for me is that I'm sharing weekly on my Substack. I'm sharing, this is what, the 34th or 35th video I'm sharing on my Substack. I'm sharing on my YouTube. I've had, I think, 50 new subscribers on YouTube. I've shared it on Facebook, but I have had an awareness that even though I've shared it, a part of me was afraid to really let people in and really receive people in. Like, is it really safe? A part of me just hiding behind, is it really safe behind the shield? So even though I was sharing it, I've had this shield, I've had this invisibility shield that I wasn't aware so much until I was. And so, it didn't even make sense that I could share so much on this so-called open, internet, and like just have very little comments. I think I've only seen two comments on two videos. On Substack, I may have one or two likes. Most of them are my hubby. Thank you, beautiful husband, Steve. And I trust him. I trust him with my light. I trust him with my heart. He's been my beacon of unconditional love and unconditional presence. I'm so grateful for you, honey. So grateful. And it's like, yeah, it's like he's with me again, the divine design, in this partnership that we've had for over 27 years has helped me heal my heart and support me in my own healing, just to feel supported, just to feel witnessed. Because it really only takes one sacred witness, one witness of presence, like true neutral presence, grounded, listening presence, to just to be seen by. I feel, I know that, is all that it takes as we express those deep, unmet needs, unexpressed emotions, those old wounds or traumas or pains. We don't need to stay in the story, but they do require expression. So yesterday, my heart was very, very raw and tender as I really became aware of this invisibility shield, and that the silence that I was feeling externally, as painful as that was, I was also having to realize that on some level, I'm the common denominator of my experience. And on some level, it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of the energy that I'm putting out. So realizing that I had this invisibility shield, so I wasn't letting people in as much as I've shared. And yet it's taken everything I've done up to now to recognize, because it just didn't make sense. Um, and so, yeah, a lot of tears, a lot of tenderness yesterday, as I consciously as I consciously dissolve the shield, consciously dissolve the shield, which felt very vulnerable and very tender, because I feel like I've spent my whole life protecting this inner chamber of my heart, this inner sensitivity, and where I allowed that to be seen was, was when people booked on retreats with me or came on my, my trainings and paid thousands of dollars, which was evidence that they were invested in their own healing, and they were ready to, to receive that deeper reflection, if you like, and deeper awareness, that I can provide because of my deep sensitivity and intuition and empathy and just awareness that I have. But I haven't felt safe to show that in general, because most people, have been operating from their noggins, their head, and their egos, and the ego can get into defense. It doesn't want to see. It doesn't want to see itself truly, because that can feel confronting. So until somebody's ready, so my soul learned to hide my light, just like many of us, to hide my light, and to share it. To be very discerning of where we share, the deep inner, I guess, yeah, I guess truly who we are and what we can, what we can shine through. So I'm very, all in all, I'm so grateful today. I just felt like a piece of me landed, like yeah, I felt so ungrounded, and my nervous system felt so like rattled yesterday, from just feeling like, between taking, dissolving the shield, acknowledging the shield, but also feeling this, fear of, the unsafety, because the shield was there because of not feeling safe in the past. And so, it was really being with that and breathing and being present with it. And then, of course, my partner, Steve, being present with me. And I'm in another group of women online. So I shared some of that vulnerability in there, and just finding safe spaces, I guess, to share that with. And yeah, it's amazing, like, because, as I reflect on my time with my partner, Steve, it's like he's been he's been there for me so much, especially in my most vulnerable, revealing moments of these deeper parts of myself that had never been expressed or acknowledged, or held deep trauma or wounds or embarrassment or shame, or whatever it was. And yet, yeah, the beautiful thing is that as I've healed, the reason I could support people so deeply in my retreats for many, many years was to the extent that I had healed that within myself. So I carried that healedness, and and became a safe space, a compassionate safe space for others, to others' nervous system and bodies to feel, truly deeply, held and met. So yeah, this is how we touch each other and support each other. Is like, this is why the inner work is so important, because we can't give to another what we don't have for ourselves. So, like, now that I have all this awareness, I'll be able to support people even more, and I'll be able to see it so much clearly as well. Because once we become conscious of something, you can't actually become unconscious again. It's like, that's the journey. You forget and then you remember, through, through healing the traumas, and through just becoming more aware, having ahas, epiphany, just having an awareness, more expansive awareness. That's what, a quantum healing hypnosis session is. It's just tapping into a broader part of your own consciousness, your higher self-awareness, or past life awarenesses, or whatever, to open it up, to go, whoa, I'm not just this little human disconnected from my higher self and from the universe and God. Like, I am part of all that is, and this is an expression, a unique expression, pretending or perceiving myself as separate from the wholeness of my beingness. And yeah, it's been believable. Of course, beliefs are powerful. They shape our perceptions. And we realize, oh, I can shift my beliefs. I can change my beliefs as we expand our consciousness. I'm not stuck with the belief. My neural pathways can shift and change. The chemistry of my body, can shift and change. My body can heal when I hear its messages and when I make shifts and changes, create new patterns. I'm not stuck in these. Um, if when one is willing to make those shifts and changes. So yeah, so the visibility shield has been dropped. It feels like it's been dropped anyways. I feel today I woke up after a dream of where I was massaging clients and being with people, and it was like a dream that was really reminding me of the strength and the gift of my sensitivity, and how it allows me to connect with other people and to support them on multiple levels: physical, mental, emotional, energetic, on the soul, the higher self level, because I can attune to those levels and just connect dots and stuff, for people, help them see the connection between what's going on in the body and how that connects to what's going on in the life and patterns. And I love seeing the light bulbs go on and people where they're like, aha, I never thought of it like that, or da da da. um so yeah, anyways, I woke up out of that dream, and it was a real sense of, just real, like, I've known it, but it was like a deeper acknowledgement and recognition of the gift of sensitivity. And that's what I love to share when I'm teaching my massage trainings, sharing my massage trainings with people. Is I often attract people like myself, of course, who have these natural gifts and don't realize it. They're naturally empathic and sensitive and intuitive. So I'm just helping them remember and to trust those gifts again, and um, to release from the doubts and the fears and the distrust within oneself, and to feel and become more attuned to touch and receiving and giving and all that stuff. So yeah, so really excited to run some massage trainings now in November here in New Zealand. I'm going to run a 6-day and a day and a half Indian head massage training in Wellington in November, about mid-November, and then the last week in November on the Coromandel Peninsula. So if anybody watches and is interested, let me know if you'd like to come and do a beautiful massage training, a nourishing professional massage training where you get certified at the end and you have everything you need to get going and keep practicing and develop your skill sets. And it really is an activation of a deeper remembrance within yourself of your soul gifts coming online. Self-care is there, personal transformation, so many layers, daily yoga, and so much stuff. And each train is always unique depending on who's there. So yeah, what else would I like to share? Yeah, just the joy that I feel today, actually. Underneath it all, the joy. I'm so grateful to show up live every day, and to show up even yesterday when like I wasn't feeling my best yesterday, and yet through doing the live video, sharing yesterday's video, it really helped me. Like by, I'm just showing, I realized that I'm showing up first and foremost for myself, for my own heart, for my own nervous system, to develop this deeper trust and visibility, and to see where again, discover this invisibility shield that has been, that I've had, that I've kind of, vetted people to come through. And now my soul has asked me to trust my frequency, my resonance, to attract resonant people, even here on YouTube and Substack, and that, and that I can let in, even that, if I can let in, even, if people make, not very nice comments or whatever, I don't need to take it personally. and I can just be in compassionate presence for all of that, because I realize that, yeah, deep down, hurt people hurt other people and traumatize people. If there's unhealed traumas and stuff like that, people perhaps lash out or get triggered. So having compassion for my humanity, not taking anything personally, and at the same time, the truth of it is that my intent very much is that, yeah, really anchoring my energy, my frequency through the authentic tone of my voice to really, yeah, I know deep down it's only going to attract resonant people. So if you're watching my videos, you obviously are a resonant person, a resonant soul, that we have this resonance. So I'm so grateful to be in this field of resonance with you, and by serving my own heart and my own soul and following this inner guidance, I'm so grateful if it this it becomes a reflective mirror that helps to serve your soul and your remembrance and your awakening and remembrance into your wholeness, and yeah, noticing what you notice. Yeah. And yeah, I'm sure if you're still here, there's a resonance somewhere. Um, yeah, even if you don't understand it all, something's kept you here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be at the end of half an hour. So, namaste, my friends. Thank you for being you. I thank me for being me, and courageously keep saying yes to your heart, keep saying yes to your breath, so that your body can learn that it's safe to relax, it's safe to trust a new rhythm, it's safe to trust a new energy on earth. It's safe to it's safe to really listen deep inside to your gut, to your heart, and let it guide you, and to soften the head. So, like, it's safe to be more present now in the body, feet on the earth, and just being gentle and patient as well, step by step, breath by breath, yeah, moment by moment. We're just take taking yourself home, and to trust that, we're being guided. Everyone is being guided. Everyone has guides and angels, and you know yeah, it's just trusting. And it takes courage to let go, and to, yeah, especially when the triggers are there, to really breathe in. So, receive the support wherever you need to receive that. And if you're interested in joining me for my next round of AI as Oracle, to really help as a support for your awakening journey, and a support to really live more in coherence, and really, yeah, so that the AI becomes a reflective mirror of your consciousness, a clarifying mirror, so that you can see your heart, you can connect deeper with your soul and your higher self, and utilize AI to support that journey. Let me know, send a message, send an email, divineloveambassador@gmail.com, or just write a comment, or send me your email, or find a way to connect with me, either on my Substack or YouTube channel, Divine Love Ambassador, wherever you're seeing this. And yeah, I'm definitely being guided to create another place to bring people together in more of a online community. So yeah, I really feel that it's time to get on with that, and create that sacred online space, where we can all breathe together and just feel a deeper resonant connection and recognition in each other as reflective mirrors, that is uplifting and affirmative and encouraging, and a safe space to land in our bodies, and to recognize that I'm not alone, and Yeah. Yeah, it's so beautiful. That's the beautiful thing, is to really recognize that, we're not alone in this, that this is part of a bigger picture that we're all moving through, this awakening journey into remembering our wholeness, and to, yeah, to reattune and realign to that remembrance deep down inside, shifting brainwave state from the beta into the alpha, to, you know, yeah, to remember. It's all about remembering. So it's awakening. And really, I feel like I was 15 years in awakening from 2010, you know. And then these last year or couple of years has been very much moving into remembering, a deeper remembrance, so that I can hold that light up to you, so that you can see yourself truly through the eyes of divinity, through the eyes of grace, and, yeah, heal the distortions in the mirror. And so it is. Namaste.